Video. चलो people over online, can you guys hear me? People over online?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Morning all. Good morning. So I think I've seen few faces here before. Yeah. So hope this is going to be a good session for you all here. And if you guys have any question in between, something you don't agree with me, something you don't understand, you can raise me at same spot, okay? So this is me. My name is Jay Surya. I'm a commerce graduate from Loyola College, Chennai. And I started my career as an investment banker and become a kind of sales and marketing guy. Then went to logistics, and now I'm a data scientist. So throughout all my career, one thing I depended was on data. When I was an investment banker, I was depending on data, running the mutual funds, stock sheets, analyzing it, explaining to the customers, doing sales. When I went for logistics, I was still having the data, running to the shipping logistics data, went again with the data and become a customer engagement manager. And now I took up a full-time data scientist as a career. And now I'm in the core data analytics field for last 4 years. Okay, this is about me. And I've completed also a PG program in the data analytics and engineering. And to tell about myself, I'm a very passionate storyteller and I'm a writer. I write novels, I publish books. This is about just a gist of me. So you guys want to know who am I presenting this? Am I qualified to present this? At least my history, right? Simple slide. Why data visualization? What is BI? Okay, what is business intelligence?
So here we can represent the data individually in the form of chart and reports. So
can you repeat that, sir?
yeah, where we represent the data by like visually and report by to the people in the understandable manner to the
Okay.
common.
Anyone here?
Taking raw data and editing inside company.
Let's process. I need what is like when you heard BI, business intelligence. What do you mean by business intelligence? That's process. And what my friend from online told is business. I need business, okay? Yeah. Anything we can make a decision. Anything from what we are seeing we can make a decision. That is business intelligence, okay? Anything which helps us to make a decision. And why data visualization makes a major part into BI. Simple slide, right? I can see apples and oranges, but this makes me a better visual, right? Should I count a row? What to make an average? What is the Excel? I'll have to think about it. At least it takes 10 seconds for me to understand the data. But here, I can say apples are better than oranges. Though I like oranges better than apple, but still, that's the data. Okay, simple slide. Why BI is very important for us. Why data visualization is important in any field. Irrespective of any field, what we are, whether we are a data analyst, data scientist, uh, data engineer, data architecture, not just in data. Let's say you are you are a CFO, you are a CIO, okay, in a company. You need some you need some decision to be done, right? Decision to made, and data visualization help you to make the decisions. Let's say that you run a hospital, you want to see the sales. You hire a BI guy, a business intelligence guy, to make your visualization. Let's say tomorrow you start a business. You want to make some research about the business. So tomorrow you want to start some tea shop. You want to make a research in Madhapur, in Ayaba society. What is the count of the tea? What is the profit you can make as an owner of tea shop, right? For that you need a data visualization. Any field you go, data visualization is important thing. Okay. So from this thing, what am I trying to tell? From this visual. Simple visual, straight visual. Yeah, exactly. And I tell a story that during my sales, I sold more apple than oranges. Right? That's a story I'm telling. Any data visualization should tell you a story. Okay. The moment I show this visual, you should understand the story. So that I'm a better storyteller. If I have to explain that to you, then I'm not a better storyteller. I'm not a good BA guy. I'm not a good data visualization guy. Okay. Now, whatever you guys were able to tell, that is, which means I made a story well. Okay. So that's important thing that the moment I told you I'm a storyteller, I'm a passionate storyteller. That is the reason why I chose data visualization. I love to tell stories, and the data analytics form, I chose BI guy so that I can tell more stories. People who can see my dashboard can understand a lot of my stories, and I get to tell a lot of stories. Okay. And if you guys have any doubts, we can stop me in between. Okay. Okay. What is Power BI? So just I'm not sure you guys can see this. Can you guys see this? Not sure. Now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So Power BI is, as everyone know, Power BI is a Microsoft tool. When I was making this presentation, I got a YouTube ad as Power BI, learn Power BI. And in every day's data analyst guy, whenever we go search some Excel doubts, Python doubts, SQL doubts, we'll get an ad from Chetan Shah that learn Power BI, learn Power BI. Average Power BI guy makes more than a CEO, CFO. Okay, that's the second part. I'm not getting into it, but we get it. So Power BI is a desktop standalone tool from Microsoft. Okay, it started as a project present in 2013, 2011, but it became a name of Power BI and got into Power Platform in 2013. Okay, so ever since 2013, it's just Power BI. Okay, so we know Power BI. What is the market competitor of Power BI? Hmm? And who owns Tableau? Was Salesforce built Tableau?
No, they
You guys know better about market right now. Okay, why Power BI? That we'll be telling at the end of the session. You guys can tell why Power BI. Okay, end of the session, you guys can tell me why Power BI is important.
easy manipulations.
Yeah, data manipulations and all. And but you guys will be telling more about why we need Power BI after the end of the session. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the Gardener tool. Okay? So this is a Gartner tool, which has 4 different quadrants. Okay, in a square, within a square, we have 4 different quadrants. leaders, challenges, upcoming better tools. Okay. It is not just for the data analytics, anything in a life, anything any business we see, we have leaders in the market. For example, who's the leader for the telecom industry in India?
Geo.
Next. Airtel. Next. So, but if it is 10 years before, we had Docomo, we had Aircel, we had many things. Okay, but always the leader was Airtel, BSNL. Now, ever since Jio started here. Okay, so when we take any other aspect in life, this Gartner tool applies. Okay, and Power BI is the market leader for last 5 years. Power BI stands as the #1 BI tool for last 5 years. This is the Gartner tool. You can search Gartner for Power BI with business intelligence. GARTNER. Okay, Gartner tool. This applicable for everything in our life. Wherever, whichever thing that we are trying to analyze, short it down, you can see that who's leaders, who are the challenges, who are the upcoming new things, who are the most used products. You can see this 4 quadrants. Okay, and as like even Tableau is the market second leader for last 4 years. And next is anything apart from Power BI and Tableau, not seeing the screen. Google. Yeah.
ClickView.
Yeah, ClickView. ClickView is something is very important, is picking up a lot. Okay, this ClickView, Power BI, Tableau, all. Yeah, so okay, Tableau found by which country? Tableau is a Japanese product. Japanese people found a Tableau. Then Salesforce acquired it. Salesforce didn't build it. Salesforce didn't build a product. Salesforce acquired a product. But Power BI is the own product of Power BI, Microsoft. Yeah, but ClickView in a sense a different thing. Any Indian tool that you guys think of, any Indian business intelligence tool you guys are aware of, which is picking up a lot and has a very high potential to become a market leader. Any Indian tool you guys know aware of? There's something called ThoughtSpot. Okay, you can see it here. You can see something called ThoughtSpot. Okay, ThoughtSpot is it's an Indian tool. It's picking up every day. Every day it's picking up reach. Okay, you guys can search about it. Okay, why it is important for us to? This is the Power BI session, but why it is important for us to know about Tableau, ClickView, ThoughtSpot, Looker? Many people said it. Why it is very important? Sorry. Visualization is common. Tools may be different. We may choose Apple, we may choose Geo, we may choose anything. But end of the day, we're making a call. But sometimes we will switch from one to another. Anything
of their
visualization
options.
is common. We need to know about visualization. Okay. Tool is something that we can learn of. The visualization is should be aware of. Okay. Okay. Now getting more into Power BI. So this is the 4 versions of Power BI which we can see. Okay. Power BI service, Power BI desktop, Power BI report builder, and Power BI for we have something called Power BI for report server that's very advanced topic and rarely used. Okay. So mainly Power BI desktop, Power BI report builder, and Power BI service and mobile. It's something that's commonly used. For example, for the last 2 years, there has never been a day I didn't open Power BI desktop in my life. For the last 2 years in my career. Okay, even on Saturday, Sunday, I'm telling. Okay, because my projects runs around Power BI. Even though it's a data science project, even though if it is a data analytics, data engineering projects, a simple simple something store summarization, I'll open Power BI and work. Okay, that is what expected from me and anyone in the data science fraternity. that if someone is asking you to make some insights, not in Excel, not in PowerPoint, I'll do it in Power BI. So for the next time, whenever you want to make a presentation, try to make it in Power BI. Okay, the power of Power BI, then you'll able to get more answer. Okay. Okay, that is for Power BI desktop. And what is Power BI service? Yeah. Okay, we publish your reports into online. What will happen when you publish in reports in online? So we publish our stories to the wider audience. Okay. For example, I have an organization. I have 100 members in my 100 employees in my company. I build a report. I'm having a meeting like this. Okay. Or before this meeting, I want people to see my dashboard. I publish in online. Okay. And people have access, proper licensing, and have access. People can view my reports. We'll be getting into license, but understand that Power BI is as a different level of user access. Okay. And what is Power BI report builder is used for? Any idea? We have something called Power BI report builder. People over online, any idea? Okay, Power BI report builder is used for something for the exportable views. If you, whenever you guys go for a restaurant, you guys will be given invoice bill, right? So after your lunch or dinner, you guys will be given an invoice bill. And whenever you guys go for any purchasing, after you will be given an invoice, right? That invoice in a particular format, right? That this is a place where we can have a date. This is a place the amount will be entered. This is a place the GST number will be printed. In the Power BI report builder, you can design your exportable format, PDF and Excel. You can export it daily. Today I want to know what is today I conducted an exam. I want to know what is the hackathon results. I can export this format. And if I schedule it for next 100 days, I can automatically export it. I don't have to work anything. That is Power BI report builder. That's kind of quite advanced, but I just want to know that within Power BI, we have a lot of things available. Okay. Any doubts in this? So as of now, we'll be focusing only on Power BI desktop and Power BI service. But please be aware that Power BI is not just building dashboards and publishing reports. There's a lot more into it. Okay. Okay. So we use Power BI, but what are the other products of Power products? We got Power Pivot. And this is not just for Power BI. Whenever we use Excel, there's something called Power Pivot. Who used Power Pivot before this? And something called Power Query. So Power Pivot and Power Query, something very common and for all the Microsoft products. Okay. So we use that Power Pivot and Power Query for transforming the data, aggregating the data. We'll also be seeing that when we get into hands-on. But please be aware that Power BI is not just with the Power BI desktop. We have a lot of sub tools into it. Okay. And something called Power Platform. Who are aware of Power Platform? So in Power Platform, you have Power Apps, Copilot Studio, and Power Automate. So all these Power Apps, Copilot Studio, and Power Automate, it's a low-code platform. What do you guys mean by low-code and no-code platforms? Please make a note. There's something called low-code and no-code platform, which that entire data analytics industry is turning into. If it's 5 years before, everyone are supposed to know the code. Everyone is supposed to write the code from starting to beginning. But now, the companies want the employees to know about low-code and no-code platform. What do you guys mean by low-code and no-code platform? Any idea? People who are online? As a user perspective, I'm telling you. For example, today I have a business.
In that, you need to write the queries, methods. That is the core one. And the other one, when you go for a report view and
No, it's not just only for Power BI, I'm telling you. Entire, what is no code, low code platform entirely. So for example, today I want to build an app. I can build an app without knowing Python. I can build an app without knowing JavaScript, React, Node. I don't know JavaScript. I don't know Node. I'm not, I haven't familiar with JavaScript and Node, React, anything. But I can build an app via Power Apps. It's a low code platform. With just a simple Microsoft function language, I can write an entire, I can create an entire app.
is it like ChatGPT?
No, ChatGPT can give you a entire overview, but it cannot get into in depth of the app. But Power Apps can do it. That is for ChatGPT. Yes, that's called Copilot Studio. So Copilot, what you guys would have seen for Microsoft, we have Copilot Studio, right? And in Power BI also we have Copilot. So Microsoft, that's the power of Microsoft. So have you ever think why Power BI is a market leader? Did you ever think of yourself why Power BI is a market leader?
Connect the data from the cloud.
Yeah,
It integrates, integration is there with many other data sources.
exactly. Right one. Anything else?
User friendly.
I'm just looking for a simple answer.
User friendly.
Yes. So basically, we are lazy. Okay, we've been practiced of using Excel.
Yeah.
We've been practice of using Excel. We've been practice of using any Microsoft products in entire life. Okay.
Self-learning.
Yes, sir.
Self-learning tools. Self-learning tools also.
Exactly. So no, what I was telling is that we know. So we've been practiced Microsoft tools in entire lives, and my Power BI is not much different of Microsoft any Microsoft tool. It's like same Excel, and I've been told that it's you guys are beginner in Power BI, but you guys are talking about DAX. You guys are talking about measures. You guys are intermediate level, I guess. But see, it's DAX. That's something that we write Excel in formulas in Excel, right? Similar to what, right? Formulas written in Excel, DAX. But if you go to Tableau, Tableau doesn't have a concept of measures. Tableau has a concept just calculated fields. Tableau has what if it is DAX for Power BI? What is the same thing for Tableau? Huh?
MDX.
Okay, and there's another term for MDX. LOD, level of details. Right? Level of details. So that's what we've been kind of habituated to Microsoft, right? Why would I go for another tool if I have it's the same kind of UI, same kind of experience that my Power BI can offer me? That's the thing. Tableau is more in some aspects. Tableau is more powerful. To build a visual, Tableau can be easy at many times, but still we prefer Power BI because Power BI is kind of integrated tool. We can integrate a lot of things with Power BI. And once you guys come into, let's say, working culture, the amount of things that Power BI can offer you than Tableau that you'll experience in life. You can easily connect the data. You can just have to write some, you just have to have some accesses. You can easily connect the data. Okay. So this is the pricing I was telling you. So we have, let's say 3 types of licenses in Power BI: Pro license, premium license, and premium per capacity. Okay, Pro license is $10 per month. All so let's focus. What I will suggest is that in year after whatever we're speaking, okay, let's point it out as US terminology, because once you started working, everything will be focused on US terminology. There will not be any Indian terminologies. Okay, so $10 per month. What is if it's converted to Indian rupee? Most 850. If it's premium, it's $20 per hour per month. Sorry, $20 per month. And there's something called premium per capacity, where if I buy that license of premium per capacity, I can have a license for entire organization, irrespective of how many members I have. If I have 1 lakh members, 2 lakh members, just a premium capacity $5,000 if I per month, I can share the my report to the entire organization. That is for premium per capacity. Premium per user is $20. Premium Pro, Power BI Pro is $10. Okay, but there's a catch in it. Anyone gone through the Power BI licensing before? But this is a this is an interview question, guys. Please make a note of it. Please note it out. Power BI licensing and its limitations and its pros, cons. Have a note of it, okay? What is the catch in it? Even though I have a premium per capacity entire organization license, to build a report, I need either pro or premium per user. Even though I spend $1 lakh, $5,000 for entire organization, I should have a pro license to build a dashboard. Okay, I should have a premium per user. Individual licensing is required to build a dashboard. Organization license is required to share the dashboard. Okay, am I making sense or am I okay? People who are online, you guys are clear? I see some chat. I'm sorry, I didn't notice it. So Pradeep said that no code is AI or Gen AI. Yeah, you're close to it, Pradeep. Okay. So what is the file type of PowerPoint? What is the file type of PowerPoint? How many of you work in Python here? Knows Python?
Yes.
.csv is for, okay. So what is the difference between .xlx and .csv? Yeah. Okay, what is the file for? Okay, he told. Sorry? So CSV file is a delimited file, right? It's delimited with a comma thing. Comma. And .xls is the entire Excel workbook. We got .tsv. TSV is tab separated file. So we have many delimited, okay? What is the, you guys work on Jupyter Notebook, right?
Yeah.
What is the file type of Jupyter Notebook you're working on? IPYN. .IPYN. What is the full form of .IPYN? What is the full form of .IPYNB?
Python notebook.
Integrated Python notebook. Okay. But when you work in real time, you will not be working mostly in a .IPYNB, but you will be working in the .py. You will be working in .py files. Okay. Similar, when you work on SQL, you will be working on .SQL files. Same thing for Power BI. We have 3 different types. Okay. .pbix. Same thing like what for PowerPoint we have .pptx, right? So Power BI itself .pbix, .pbit, .pbids. Anyone know what's the difference between all 3 files? Within Power BI we have 3 different things. What is the difference between .pbix, .pbit, and .pbis, IDS? People who are online? I'm pretty sure you guys can see it, but it's a good thing to answer it. Okay. .pbix is the entire Power BI file, okay, which includes your data, your design, your report. .pbit is the template of your just the visuals, just a design. It's a template, that's it. Okay. When you share that .pbit file with someone, you'll just share the design of the report, not with the data. Okay. When it's .pbids, you will share the data source, but not a design. Okay, not a dashboard, but you share the data source. But if it's .pbix, it's a combination of PBIT and PBID. You share the entire report to someone. For example, I am building a report. Okay, what's your name, sir? Huh? Tarak. You watched Devra? You liked it? You had to watch. Okay. So when I'm sharing the files to Tarak, okay, I want him to just see my report. I don't want him to see my data. My data is my data. Unless until he has access for it, I don't want to share the data with him. Okay. But if Tarak is my manager, I'll share him the PBIX. Right? And what's your name, sir?
Gokul.
Huh?
Gokul.
Google is my intern. I'll share him a data source with him, PBIDs with him. I'll ask him to build a report. I'll assign the task. You see the difference here? When I'm sharing my file to production deployment, I'll share an entire .pbix file. You guys get my point? So there are different, for example, in .csv files, how many sheets you can have?
Only one.
2 or 3.
Only one. But you can build more than one file, one sheet. But can you save with more than one sheet? A lot of people still working in corporate doesn't know about it. People will be earning 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs, but still they wouldn't be knowing that in .csv files, we can't save more than one sheet. Only in Excel you can save more than one sheet. You guys get my point?
Yes.
Try experimenting it. Okay. Now we're getting into more deep technical, okay? Now I'm getting into more data concept. Now we saw about Power BI and its benefit, data visualization, Power BI industry. But without knowing all these things, Power BI is nothing. Data visualization is nothing. Okay? Before getting into it, try some experiment after the session, okay? You have a 200 MB Excel file, 100 MB Excel file, something like that. Okay, you load it into Power BI. You save that in Power BI. You build Vision. So what will be the Power BI file size? Do some research. It at least compress of 50% of your data. Search about it. You guys will be amazed of it. Okay. Behind Power BI, like there's a lot of back engine called Vertipack, X Velocity. Before 5 years, this is not required to know about this. The back engine of Power BI and all. But even right now, because of the competitive market, people are expecting this freshers to know this. Okay. So when you read Power BI, when you learn about Power BI, learn the entire scope of it. What is the back engine of Power BI does? It's called Vertipack. It's called X Velocity. Right? Make a note of it. Yeah. So when I tell the must to know concept of data visualization. So I tell data normalization. What is data normalization?
Manipulating the data, like
Sorry,
checking
sir?
the weather. Manipulating the data, like checking whether.
Yeah.
Using redundancy.
Reducing redundancy. Yes, that's a perfect answer. Anything else? Interpret the data. Filter the data. Yeah. Okay. Something. But data is already structured, right? Data is already in a table format. Right? What is the huh? Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Something that I'm making my data according to my needs. Okay. I'm manipulating, or you can say manipulating, I'm changing, or I'm cleaning the data, whatever you can do. I'm changing the data according to my needs. According to my reporting need, I'm changing the data. The select statement it's what kind of a query? What kind of a language? Is it a DDL?
DQL.
Yeah, DQL. But most of the people tell it's a DML in industry. Why? With the select statement, you can manipulate your data, right? You can change your data according to your format, right? You can change the column structure with the select statement. Right?
Yes. We can create virtual tables.
Yeah, create a virtual
Temporary.
table, yes. With select statement, you can create a virtual table. Anything like this. Okay. What do you guys mean by relationships? Yes. Anything? What do you guys
Connection
mean by
between
relationships?
databases like
Depending,
table.
depending on other table or
Depend-
value.
One at a time, please. I can't. Many people speaking.
Depending, sir. Depending on other column or
Yeah. So we'll talk about data modeling. What do you guys mean by data schemas? Data schemas.
Structure of the data. Structure of the data.
Yeah, structure of the data, yes. What do you guys mean by cardinalities?
It indicates the relationship between the tables like one to many or many to one.
Exactly. Okay. So this is called star schema and snowflake schema. Okay. What is called fact table? What is called dimension table?
those are unique keys that
Fact table contains measurable columns like measurable data, where dimension table contains like categorical data.
Yeah, but
From my
that's
understanding.
correct. But this is kind of very textbook kind of a thing, right? Definition, right? I need examples.
Where dimension table depends on the fact table for the more advanced calculations or the manipulations. Maybe as per my knowledge.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct. Anyone here? If it is
Derived table from fact
snowflake
table.
schema, that's the difference between star schema and snowflake schema. Star schema has this kind of a star structure. Every dimension table can be connected to fact table. Okay. But if it's snowflake, we'll have multiple fact tables, we'll have multiple dimension, multiple sub-dimension tables. Okay, one depend on another, one depend on another. Okay. For example, I'm evaluating, I'm building a report on your hackathon marks. Okay. I have your student information as one table. I have your knowledge information as another table. I have your exam results as another table. So which is the fact table here? Yeah, why? That's the main thing we want, right? The exam results are the main thing we want. But your student information is a dimension one table. First dimension. Your knowledge is dimension second, two dimension table. Because based on your prior knowledge, I can evaluate more about it. This candidate has this candidate has Power BI experience before or not. If yes, I can assess him in a different format. Okay. Any doubts in this? Any more doubts in the snowflake schema and star schema? I want you guys to make it very important because without knowing this, there's no data visualization, there's no SQL, there's no anything.
So where we exactly use this star schema and snow schema? What are
Okay.
the
Yeah, for example, let's take that. So recently I built a dashboard. Okay. I work for the education sector right now. I built a dashboard where I have student information about their grades. I have another table about the ethnicity, race. Okay, which country they belongs to. So their student mark is fact table. Their ethnicity, which continent, which country they are from, that's a dimension table. Okay. Next thing. Are they first generation learners? What is the income level? That's another table. Okay. In every table, I can connect with the student ID. Okay. But if I have a table called country without student getting into it, I have a country ID and student ID. How can I match my table country ID and student ID? Student information, student ID, country ID. How can I match the country table and student table? So I create a sub-dimension table from sub-dimension table. So we'll be seeing in your hackathon, this is the exercise. I'll be showing you guys an exercise of, let's say someone told many to many relationships, right? We'll be coming back to that. Okay. So during that, you'll be seeing the sub-dimension about everything. Okay. This is the thing. One to many, one to one, and many to many. What do you mean by one to many? And give an example one to many so that people who are asking example last screen can get it right now. One to many, what is an example?
Which table contains subjects and another table contains students and subject marks.
Okay.
So we can
one to
create
one?
one to many to the
Yeah,
student to
that's-
subject table.
That's correct. One to one. Straight to straight. Straight to straight. Okay. But many to many. Which out of these three relationships, which is a valid relationship, which is a not valid relationship?
We can communicate two-way data in many to many.
Sorry?
We can communicate data in the two-way. Like
See, many to many is not invalid. Everything in this slide is a valid relationship. But many to many will cause you issue in the sense that you don't know, you can't see it. Okay. Anytime having a many to many relationship is a bad thing. You need to work through it. You cannot have a Power BI with many to many relationships. When you send it to production deployment, when you send it to the client, unless and until that's the end of the day of business, you can't do anything else. You have to make sure that you have tried all your alternatives to make them many to many to one to many or many to one. How to do it, we'll see it later in hands-on, okay? But why many to many is the issue? We don't know how many to many relationship affects our data, affects our dashboard. Okay. Okay, this is something I will come this later, but yeah. So visualization categories, right? I was telling you. These are the type of categories I can tell. Okay. So when you compare the values, what kind of charts you use? Okay, next.
bar
Column
chart.
bar chart. Show proportion, composition. Pie chart. Even bar can also be used. Tree map.
Line chart.
Tree map. Get it? Scattered no. Determine distribution.
Matrix.
Sorry?
Matrix we can use for the determine the distribution, like how the data
Yeah.
is.
Matrix, simple visual, yes. Your disk plot, histogram, histogram. Yeah. KDE plot. Who knows KDE plot? Kernel density plot. Who knows it? Explore about a KDE plot in matplotlib and Seaborn. Okay. Trends and change over time. Which plot you use?
Line chart.
Line chart. Next. Line chart.
Bar we can use.
Area chart. Waterfall
Maybe.
chart. Ribbon chart.
Scatter plotting.
No. We cannot
Bar-
use trends for scatter plot. I'll tell you why. We will not be able to come into a
Bar chart.
conclusion if you use scatter plot in the trends. Okay.
Bar chart.
Bar chart. A combination of bar and line can be used, but definitely straight bar is not advisable to use a trend chart. Okay. I mean, it's our choice, right?
We can
What I tell you may not accept with it. You may not agree with it.
yeah,
What
like
you built, I may not agree with it. So visualization goes with individual perspective. Okay. And for example, you see a design, it's a picture, it's kind of a picture, right? You watch a movie, I watch a movie. I may like it, you may not like it. Okay. Now Tarak likes Devara because his name is Tarak, but we may not like it. I'm just telling you, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. It differs from person to person. But there's something called industry standards, industry practices. That is what we are learning, right? That is what's the kind of institute, right? That's kind of I'm sharing my industry knowledge to you guys. I made a lot of mistakes when I started my career in data visualization. in front of client. I learned it in a hard way. For example, instead of using a line chart, instead of using a bar plot, I used a line chart and presented to my client. My client thought that I really suck at anything which I do. But I learned it from my experience, okay? So there's something that industry standards and best way of storytelling, okay? It's a good way of storytelling, there's a wrong way of storytelling. You can't use, for proportion, you can't use line chart, right? For the trends, I suggest you not to use scatter plot a lot. There's a debate going that pie chart is not a visualization chart, should not be used by a lot of industry experts. But our favorite visual is pie chart. Easily you can see anything. Pie chart, donut charts, right? For understanding relationships, yes, we can use scatter plot. Understanding relationship, we can do which another plot. For relationships, scatter plot. Another plot. Correlation map. We use correlation map in Python, right? Tree map, correlation map. We can do it. Heat map.
So how do you decide when to use what graph or
You experiment, map. There's nothing else. You have to experiment. Okay. Like you have to experiment. You have to tell yourself. You have to show to your manager. You have to show to your thing. You have to experiment and experiment. That's it. Because that's what I'm telling. Whatever you may like, I may not like it. You have to experiment. You have to research about it, and you have to keep it simple. The more you keep it simple, the better it grabs attention. Okay. You can see a dashboard with every no-code corners filtered designs. But still, you can see another dashboard, simple designs, tells you a direct story. I prefer that. And for last 2 years, my manager wants everything in one single page report. I may not agree with him. I build simple dashboards in one page. I love multiple pages so that my viewers can make a decision at step by step. My manager wants entire thing in one report. He doesn't want to change designs. They change pages. So that's experiment, man. There's no hard and fast rule for it. Okay, you get my point?
I agree, but when you say perspective, you never know what client's perspective is.
Yeah.
Client needs business graphs, right? End of the day, he wants to know how his business is going on.
Yes.
So are there any kind of some basic visualizations?
Yes,
that
that's what
are
I'm presenting
mandatory?
this.
Let's say I play around my graphs based on my perspective, but are there any mandatory ones?
Yes, that's the reason I have come up with this concept. Okay. There's no hard and fast rule in industry, but that's the reason I built this slide. This is the type of charts we have, right? These are type of charts we have. And this is how we can bucket them, categorize them. For trends, you have to use line charts. For relationships, you have to use a scatter plot. This is the industry standard, is what I'm trying to tell. And if you Google about this, if you research about this, exactly what I told you, you'll be getting it. For example, take proportion. Answer your question. To proportion, you can ask yourself, right? Which one is using a bar chart is better or line chart is better? I'm not sure who asked the question.
It's me. I'd prefer bar.
Why can't pie? Proportion is also pie chart is also better thing, right?
Right.
So between bar and pie, now you have to make a choice based on the size of it. Let's say I have 10 categories proportion I have to make. Okay. Will I go for pie? Will I go for bar? Pie will be too crowded if it is more than 5 or 10, 5 or 6. Bar is better.
Right.
I mean, column chart is better. That is how you can narrow down your choices, ma'am.
Okay.
So there are multiple choices, but based on the real estate of the screen, for this visual, for example, we'll all be having important visuals and least important visuals, right? For important visual, you'll be taking much of a space. For least important visuals, you'll be taking less of a space. So you have to decide upon yourself. Which one? This is a space for this visual. I have to tell story within this plot, this square. Okay. You got my point, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
I want you guys to go through about everything and what is the one common thing within them. And it doesn't come from the only data analytics. What is the one common thing that comes with it?
Data and data.
Yes, data.
I think it's.
But what is the quality assurance going to be doing with the data?
What is it? When you present the data.
Quality assurance.
When you present.
What is the network engineer going to do with the data?
Maybe connection.
Everyone needs data visualization in the field. Okay, I have IT guy in my team, IT admin. Okay, I'll ask him who all I'll go and ask him to build a report that who all spends actual time according to the he has access to see what are websites we are visiting. Okay, so I have decided that in my organization I'm going to block ChatGPT. Let's say that this is my organization. You guys love if you guys love block ChatGPT, Gemini. No, but I've decided to block your ChatGPT. I'm asking my network engineer, my IT guy, to bring me a report. How many people, what kind of traffic we have it in ChatGPT? How many of my employees use ChatGPT in a day average? He can build a report because he has a super admin access to get it. He will build a report and get it to me. If it's only one employee who uses a lot of ChatGPT, I'll tell you, because of one employee in my organization, ChatGPT got blocked. He showed a ChatGPT code to the client. The client told us, ChatGPT, man, what are you building? And that's it, they blocked ChatGPT in my organization. Okay? So whatever you guys building, even in the hackathon, even learning, you can go with AI tools, but just don't copy and paste. It will never make you to, if, let's say, that guy was told to explain the thing. He can't even explain. You will get into a thing that you can't know. If you build it yourself, at least you can narrow it, you can explain it. The client will appreciate it. But if you take the plagiarism, there's nothing going to happen. Same thing for hackathon. I request everyone to not to go to ChatGPT in the first way. Not to go to Gemini in the first instant way. Use your thinking, use your creative, then go for it. Okay. Yeah, ask my network engineer to do it. So he's gonna build a report. How are you gonna build it? He's gonna build in Excel. I don't have time to go in Excel and see to it, right? I have to have some report, data visualization type. I'll say, so which I have 5 departments in my organization: Salesforce, data science team, app development team, marketing team, HR team. So out of these departments, which are the departments can use ChatGPT? Marketing, because they want content, and ChatGPT can give us a better content. I'm fine with I'm fine with marketing team using the ChatGPT, but I'm not fine with my Salesforce team, data science team, app development to use the ChatGPT. Why? Because then what is their use? So I'm going to block ChatGPT for these 3 departments. That's it. That is the role of the network engineer to use the data visualization. When you have a quality assurance analyst, what is role in the data visualization? The number of bugs he found. If you want to report it back, you can use data visualization. Anything like this. If you come into IT, data visualization is something that you are required to know, and Power BI is easy to. Okay. So it is a very important slide. This is how the BI process will start. Okay. Then in this entire left part, how many guys have you know about Azure? What is Azure? Azure is something that it's a cloud computing, it's a cloud architecture, cloud computing. Okay. What do you guys know with blob? Azure blob. It's a data file type. It's a container kind of thing. Okay. So start preparing yourself for cloud computing also. The very first thing you are expected to after recruitment, you'll be going to the training in any companies that cloud knowledge. Because 70% of our clients are migrated from on-premises data to cloud computing, cloud storage. Okay. So the meaning of this sheet is that, let's say that this is the part, you have your data, okay? Your data is coming from SharePoint, your data is coming from OneLake, your data is coming from block storage, SQL database, Excel files, okay? I have my data sources, 5 different data sources from 5 different locations. I get all my data via ETL tool with Python or Data Factory, Azure Data Factory, okay? I make ETL, extract transform load, okay? Can anyone explain what do you mean extract transform load? What do you mean by ETL? Yeah, but what do you mean by more about ETL? Is it ETL or ELT?
ETL.
ETL, ELT, two different things, but same concept. For example, I need to extract the data. My business needs my final data should be transformed. Okay, before loading, then I'll go for ETL. If it's my data should be transformed after the loading, then I'll go for ELT. You guys get my point? Just a word, just a name can be different, but a lot of concepts are different. Just understand. Why do you do ELT and why do you do ETL? You can search about it. Just a name, ELT, ETL, all common, same thing, right? But why do we tell it different for them? Research about it. Okay? ELT and ETL, difference between ELT and ETL, okay? Okay, I'm having my data from 5 different locations. I'm bringing them all together in ETL to one data source called SQL server. Okay? And from SQL server, I take that to Power BI. I build my report in Power BI. I publish it online. This is our standard, just a normal standard practices of data, Power BI analyst in day-to-day life. So, a Power BI analyst, Power BI developer is expected to know SQL very well, right? SQL and Excel is the base for Power BI. And he is supposed to know how this ETL is happening. Only then he can build his report according to it. I'm building a report today for data I have today. If my data changes tomorrow, there's no use of me building a report, right? So I should be knowing from which sources my data is coming, what kind of a sources my data is built, and what is my data type. For example, I build my report at 11, I publish my report at 11 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, the data changes. So I have to make my data dynamic, my dashboard to be dynamic. Whatever changes happening in the data backend, my report should be adjusting accordingly. Okay. People who are online, any questions? Okay, we have limitations as well. It's something that maybe you guys can learn more related. Power BI also have some limitations. With the license type, for pro license, you have only this much size of Power BI data. For premium use per user, you can have this just type of Power BI data. The backend data I'm telling you, okay? For premium per capacity, there's kind of 100 GB data. You guys get my point? For pro, you can have only 10 GB of data in backend. Sorry, 1 GB of data. For premium per user, it's 10 GB. For premium per capacity, it's 100 GB. More than that. Okay, it's all different, depends on the data type I'm telling. So, that is type. Okay? And one thing I hate a lot about Power BI is that it updates regularly. So whatever I have been practiced to Power BI, and day before yesterday, there's a new update come. That changed my entire view. Now I have to go and search about where is, for example, iPhone updates, right? People, Instagram updates. Sometimes ad story will be on top. Sometimes ad story will be on down. Sometimes we have to search where the ad story have gone, right? In Instagram. Same thing with Power BI. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's kind of irritating too also. And ease. Sometimes you guys can feel that Power BI is not much of an easy tool to ease for the something like ease, right? I don't have ease in Power BI for sometimes. Only sometimes, okay? That's the thing. Okay. I'll get into this later. Who knows about Microsoft Fabric? What is Microsoft Fabric though? Sorry? All year Power BI is standalone tool, I was telling you, right? It's still a standalone tool. But last year, September 2023, Microsoft announced the Microsoft Fabric, which is an industrial revolution. Okay. One-stop solution for everything. Within the Microsoft Fabric, you can do data engineering, data architecture, data science, data reporting, data visualization, and real-time analytics. Okay, which means that so you can see Synapse data warehousing. It was a different tool. Now they got into Microsoft Fabric, data engineering, data factory, data science, real-time analytics, and Power BI. Everything is in one tool. So as a user, as an organization, I just have to subscribe to Microsoft Fabric. I don't want to install any tool in my laptop. Everything can be done in online. You can get your data in online. You can transform your data in online. You can store your data in online. You can build reports in online. That is the concept of Microsoft Fabric. Okay, and this is picking up a lot. And to give more, I'm a Fabric certified person. I'm a Power BI certified professional. Okay, so there are certifications happening for Microsoft. I strongly request you to take certifications, official Microsoft certifications, which may boost your resume, boost your career. Okay. For example, I'm looking at a guy. I'm taking interview. Obviously, I'll be choosing a guy who's done certifications. Yes. But doesn't mean that certification is necessary. Certifications are added advantage. That's it. Knowledge is necessary. Okay. Okay. What do you guys mean by calculate measures and measure? Calculate columns and measures. Now that we're getting into DAX, and I have trained almost 60 to 70 people in Power BI from beginners to intermediate. And DAX is the least favorite topic for everyone. DAX is the least favorite topic for everyone. But what is DAX? What is DAX?
It is a formula. It is a formula.
Formula, yes, simple. It's a code. For SQL, you write SQL language. For Python, it's different syntax. For DAX is a different thing. Which one is easy? Python, SQL, or DAX?
Tax.
I find by SQL is easy thing. It's English.
Yes.
See, I find SQL is easy thing. I'm telling you, a lot of people like DAX a lot. It's all on different individual perspective, right? I'm telling you. But what do you mean by calculated columns and measures? Sorry? Okay.
Calculated columns are calculated by the row level. Like
Hmm.
whatever the, like for example, we have two columns. So product one end product too, we can create the like both of the products of the product column in the second column, so we can calculate that the individual measures. It is aggregated column, like aggregated measures, so we can get in the one value where we can't store anywhere and we can use for the visualization purpose
Yeah.
only.
I'll tell you easy thing, okay? Calculator column is that you can see with
So
your data.
it's like a
Sorry, it's like a
column measures like a we can get the complete aggregations. So let's say example, we have one column and we need to complete summarization of this column. We can use measures over there and we can display in the or visualization for
yeah.
purpose.
Got it. So I'll tell you easy example. Calculated column is something that you can see with your data. But measures, you have to visualize it. Simple. When I mean by visualize it, unless and until you place it measure into a visual, you cannot see what's the value of the measure. But calculator column, you can see along with the data. And there's something called calculator table. You can build your own table with just a DAX. Okay? That's the entire thing. Maybe you can tell more about it once you get the answer now. What do you mean by implicit and explicit DAX measures? What do you mean by implicit and explicit?
Implicit means like it will create measures by its own when we create the like drag and drop. So explicit, we need to calculate the required measurement by our own.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's a correct answer. I'm not sure who told the answer.
Pradeep.
Yeah, but that's correct. So implicit is that you just have to drag and drop the column. You don't have to write the code. Okay. Even as a measure, you just have to drag and drop a column. For example, I have a column called age. Okay. I have a card visual. I'll just drag the column and place it into it. I'll put an average of age. I'll have option. That's called implicit measure. But an explicit measure is something that I have to write the code, write a DAX measure, and I have to place it out there. Okay? Quick measures. Yeah, but when have we ever used quick measures? It's been what, 2.5 years? I never used quick measure. Because to make it quick measure to explain my data, instead of that, I'll just write the measure. The quick measure is something that you just have to explain it very clearly. Sometimes you wouldn't know which column the quick measure is picking up. You have to be very careful with the quick measure. Okay? Okay.
So actually, hello, excuse me.
Yeah.
So we do calculate columns in the
1 minute,
for
1 minute, Pradeep. There's a question here. I'll come back. Yeah. Yeah, no, quick measure is kind of explicit only. Because you explaining it, right? You're explaining what can be measured. And then it's created as a measure only, not as a field. So I would say quick measure is explicit only. Yeah, Pradeep, sorry.
So we do calculate columns in the report view as well as Power Query editor, right? So
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is preferable? uh, uh,
Report view and
and Power Query editor, we can wherever we want we
report view, I
require.
would suggest because I would suggest see if I have to build up calculator columns in Power Pivot, I wouldn't. It means that I have to go to the data source first. For the instead of that, I will just build another column in a data and SQL itself. Something that I need immediately, something that according to my data, I need another column. That's where I go for calculator column, right? I'll build it in report view itself, Pradeep, if you ask me. Okay.
Which can like if you build in the report view, so it take memory, right? A lot of memory.
Yeah, it'll take a memory. You cannot, that column will not be available in Power Query data, Power Pivot. Okay, I understand your concern. But what I'm trying to tell is that if you are in need of a column, okay, Pradeep, and you're going back to all the way to Power Pivot, I'll just go another step back. I'll make sure that I'll have that column in a data itself, available data itself. In that case, I don't have to worry about a column dynamic. Okay. Something that I need it immediately, that's the reason I'll go for report view. I
Like,
am concerned that it will increase the size of the data, report, and it's not available to edit in Power Query. But that's how it is, right?
sorry. My doubt is like in the industry point of view, which is preferable in the real time, which
So you
we are
use
using
Power
more.
Query a lot, not a Power Pivot a lot in industry, Pradeep. Okay?
Okay.
You use Power Query a lot, not a Power Pivot, because Power Query Editor is much of a bigger, stronger tool than Power Pivot. First thing. And still, every Power BI guy will build a calculated field column in report view itself, Pradeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
You can call us lazy, but we need a job to be done quickly.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's the thing. Okay. That's enough of the Jan, what I wanted to tell. Okay. We'll get into answer, but before getting into answer, whatever you guys have regarding the Power BI industry, job related, you can shoot me now. I'll explain that and I'll get into answer. Okay. Let's have a Q&A now. A clear Q&A.
And like, could you please explain what exactly workflow in the real-time industry, like how the work comes into our projects and how the tasks are assigned, like who going to build the report, like in that way?
Okay, I'll tell you from my experience. First thing, client have Excel. Okay. So
Okay.
somebody will share trackers. For example, I maintain all your performance in a tracker, but I want that to be built as a report. Everything, that's how the basic need starts. Instead of maintaining that as a long, boring Excel tracker, I wanted to maintain as a report which generates every day. That's where the requirement starts. And next thing is that I have done the machine learning model. I built a machine learning model. I want to know the performance of the model and performance of the predictions. I'll report it. I'll make a dashboard out of this. Okay. I'm doing some analysis. I want to tell it to the senior management. I'll build a report analysis. The requirements is from a different thing, Pradeep, but what I'm trying to say is that everything wants something to be, if I need to be given as insights, I'll be told to build a report. So I'll be focused first, the BRD, business requirement document. Okay. I'll ask to the client, what is the business requirements? Give me the business requirements. Where the data is coming from? How the data is coming from? Okay. And next, TRD, technical requirement documents. What are the tools that required to build this report? Is it Power BI straight enough? Or I have to get it from SQL database? Or I have to use Excel for this, Python for this? I'll ask. Then I'll start building reports. First, it will be drafts, initial draft, first draft, second draft. Every day it's a new development projects. I'll build a dashboard as a development. Okay. First thing is to focus on any dashboards, data modeling. If my data modeling is not correct, there's no use of me building the dashboard. I'm telling you. So from real-time experience, now I'm building a dashboard. Okay. I built a dashboard 2-3 weeks before, but still I have many relationships. From the client side, there's no proper data. Because of that, I'm not able to complete the dashboard. And I can't build bridge tables. I can't do anything because already my data size is, I have 4 data sets. All the 4 data sets more than 10 lakh rows. I can't do much of it. I'm dependent on them. So I will first work on a data modeling part. If your data modeling is key, correct, 60% of your report is fine. Okay, data modeling thing is very important. Then I'll come up with my suggestions of visuals to the clients. If the client is very particular that I want this to be this, okay. If the client is giving you the freedom, you can build a report and come back. Then it will be back and forth of discussions, arguments, suggestions. Then you will build a report. Then you will send it for the QA, quality assurance. Right?
Okay.
The QA, the people will be testing the dashboard. Then they will send it for a UAT, user acceptance test. For example, I'll tell one business user to come and test the dashboard. for who I'm build a report for. If I'm building a report for the senior management for, I'll send this dashboard to them. I'll ask them to test the dashboard if it's meeting a requirement. Then I'll send it for a production, which is a live. So and after live, I'll be available for the support. If any bugs happening, even post that. So for example, we use app. Sometimes app will tell us 404 error, right?
Yeah.
That's a bug, that's an error. I have to be ready for that support also. Then next thing, the documentation. Whatever from day one, whatever I did, I have to submit as a documentation to the team. Okay.
Okay. If you don't mind, if you have any business requirement form or technical requirement, could you please display over here? Like we can
Maybe I
get
can
a.
share it, but all my things in this laptop is kind of a confidential thing, Pradeep. I can't share. If I'm sharing it, I'll be sued. I'll be sued under crows. Okay. But I can share you with Rajesh. I'll share it with you. Okay.
Okay. Like, and also you mentioned the data size is limited to 1 GB, right? In the Power GB, Power BI. So where we come to the live industries, so we can have a huge databases, right? How can we import our data into Power BI in that cases? Like you are saying 1 GB for limit, so it is for
Give
the
me a minute.
query
I'll
or
charge my laptop. I can't hear you also, madam. We have various thoughts.
You have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Pradeep, shoot your question now.
yeah, you mentioned that 1 GB in the Power Query Power BI we have only limited for the 1 GB, right?
Not just
So
1 GB, but it differs on a license type.
okay, so in real time, so, scenes like what kind of expect, like how much? Okay, so
So you can see it this okay.
yeah, premium quality. Oh, I got it.
So it's all depends on the data, but what I'm trying to say is that if it's a historical data, then we don't have a say in it. If it's a daily generated data, then we have to be ready for that. It all depends on the situation in the market. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions here?
So if we have a daily basis, like something like sales and all, so we created a sales data, like we have to get like 10 of customers, and we consider like first to 10 we have the business. And if the person wants to know the current situation, so what kind of reports we will be getting from the person?
So there's a job scheduler. Have you ever known about job scheduler? So what I'm trying to say is that your database will be you'll be getting data regularly. Okay. But in Power BI, you have to manually refresh your data in desktop. There's no automatic way that in desktop you can schedule it. But in Power BI service, there's an option called scheduled refresh, where you can refresh your data. For example, today from Monday to Friday, every day at Central Standard Time, US Standard Time, at 10 a.m. refresh my data according to database. The data will be refreshed according to every day the data gets received. That's first thing. But your question is that it's all dependent on SQL database, right? It's not in Power BI side.
Yeah.
So so if it's a sales data, let's assume YTD, year to date. Your salesman will be there. Your products will be there. Your amounts will be there. Sales amounts will be there. And the volume of the sales quantity, the profits will be there. The discounts will be there. Everything starts, is it from a different data? You tell me, is it from a single store or different store?
One store, right?
One store. So
Let's put it like one company.
one company itself. So let's say that let's take an Amazon, okay? The moment when one sales happen, it will automatically get stored in database, backend database. And that database has to clean that data. We have store procedures, Python script store procedures. That will be automated. So your final data will be cleaned and stored every minute. Because that's a huge volume I'm talking about. So that's the reason. AWS, they use the AWS, their own product. Amazon. That's a huge, big process. So the people, what we are thinking is nothing in data. So for example, 10 years, 15 years before, 100 GB is kind of a big data. Now 100 GB, 100 TB is kind of the thing, is like, it's a small thing. I can use my hard disk of 1 TB to use the data. In 5 years, it's like 100 TB of data is more than, it's just a small thing. Then it will become another unit. So data volume size for every 5 years, it grows unanimously. Like there's no option, there's no stop for it. Every move of thing is data. Today I'm presenting the screen. My IT admin would be knowing that Jayasura is using a PowerPoint. Jayasura has gone into Zoom. My IT team would be getting a notification about this right now. That will be stored as a data. Okay. So everything, every activity we do via electronics is data only. Any other question? Like industry questions, anything to know about Power BI, anything to know more about practice or like opportunities, shoot me now before we get into hands-on.
So, I'm giving the resumes to the organization as a 2 years experience guy. So what can I can expect if I get into the work? Like I don't have a prior experience in the data science. I am working for the infra domain right now.
If you don't have a prior experience, Pradeep, you'll be obviously considered as a fresher. You accept it, right?
Yeah. But I need to shift by using my prior experience in the
So
data.
maybe we can take it one-on-one. But for example, I'll tell you an example. Okay. I
Okay.
told you in the session that I started my career as an investment banker, logistics, and now I'm data scientist. In all my jobs, I use data as a analysis trends. I was working as a sales and marketing guy. I used to outperform all my colleagues because I started analyzing my customers' transactions. At what time that this guy is getting salary? At what time is making investments? What time is spend culture? I used data to analyze the transaction. At the exact time, the moment he receives salary, I'll call him. So that he'll give me the sales. He'll accept it. During month end, I will not call him. So that kind of data I used. This is the same thing I told to my interview. I told in interview, Pradeep. So they had a confidence that using tool is a different thing, is a new thing for this guy. But data analysis is not a new thing. Because I already used data analysis skill before. That is how you have to project yourself in interview, Pradeep. You may new to the tools and industry practice, but you're never new to the data analysis practice at all. That is how you have to project yourself, Pradeep.
Yeah. If you don't mind, could you please share your LinkedIn ID or the contact so we can connect over up the session?
I hope everyone got it.
Yeah. Thanks, Surya.
So I'm open to contact you guys on LinkedIn, Instagram, because LinkedIn I connect professional. Instagram is where I post all my data science stories, Power BI stories, and my professional stories also. So you can connect in both of my LinkedIn and Instagram. I'll be able to answer it. Okay? Yeah. Any other questions? So that's my LinkedIn. So I've been told, you can guys can think that either this guy's over crazy of storytelling, but everywhere I go, I put a storyteller. Okay. So what are the other things that important things that you guys can have to protect yourself? Very good resume, a very good LinkedIn profile. Yeah. And projects. If you guys are keen to make your career in Power BI, build reports, publish them online, or at least have a PDF, publish them in a OneDrive, attach that to your, attach a link to your resume. Something called Novi Pro. So there's something called Novi Pro, where you can build your report and publish it online and just share the link to the others. So that people can view the report actually. They can experience a Power BI report. So this is how you have to build your resume. If you are keen about becoming a data analyst or Power BI, you just have a very good resume, a very good LinkedIn ID, LinkedIn profile, and a very good Novi Pro or a portfolio. Not just Novi Pro, you can just take a screenshot of your Power BI screen, put it in the PDF, upload it in the OneDrive, and share the link to the in-depth resume. At least that will help. 90% of the freshers will not do it. But you guys do it. So you guys have better advantage, right? That just like, let's say that I'm taking Power BI interviews right now for senior people, okay? I'll not spend more than a minute for the resume. If it's not interesting, I'll not spend more than an interview because I have 100 resumes to be going to it. And my company is it's a medium company. We don't have ATS, automatic tracking system. So I have to see the resume. If it is not interesting, I'll not see it. Okay, make your resume interesting. Okay. Give me. Hold on. Yeah, and should like that. You're 1 hour. No, 1 hour. Right? Okay, no 1 hour. Now stay meeting also. Okay. Anything else?
What kind of interview questions related to Power BI we can expect?
So for freshers, just say freshers, okay. I'm focused more on freshers, okay. I'll see what kind of a confidence you have on yourselves. If you're confident, if I have a confidence on you, that you have a confidence, that you have enthusiasm, and if you have a basic knowledge of a tool, at least an intermediate knowledge of a theoretical and a basics of hands-on, I'll recruit you because then you're trainable for me. I want you to make sure that you are trainable. I can train you. I can't expect you to give me business from day one, right? I'll train you for 3 months, 2 months. That confidence you have to give to interviewer. They good communication for sure. Okay, because then let's say that you are very good in technical, but not good in communication. Now I have to spend extra resource on you. That I have to train you for communication. I have to train you for business speaking skills, and I have to train you for the tools also. That will make my training period a lot bigger. Okay. Anything else? So just go to Microsoft.
What is the right time to attempt it? Is it now?
After a job ticket, or during the time that you look for a job ticket. So what's the thing is that it's a paid version, right? You have to pay for the exam. Unless until you have a coupon, it's 5,000 rupees and it's a yearly renewal thing. If you are very keen to take it, take it. But if I'm by you, I wouldn't spend 5,000 for the certification unless and until I'm very sure that I'll take it in the first go itself. Because then there's no one to reimburse that money. If I'm taking via my company would reimburse that certification cost. But this 5,000 goes out of my pocket, right? I'm just telling you. Anything else? Anything else?
I'd like to share one thing.
Yeah.
I think like how graph is necessary, color palette we use is also a thing to consider in the visualization.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you, ma'am. Let's say that the dashboard you built. I'll give you since you mentioned color palette, I am now building a report for color blind people. My client CEO is a color blind guy. I have to build a color blind friendly palette to him. I spent 3 days research for that. What kind of colors are colorblind? This for colorblind friendly. I'm building a report. The same exact version, I have to build another page for the business normal people, for the stakeholders. So within a report, you may have to merge different color palette requirements. And what you build is very important. For example, branding, right? For example, you build a dashboard for CED Learn, Sedura. You obviously use green, blue. That's kind of branding palette is very important. Okay. You build report for like any brand, you build report for Amazon. Obviously, you'll go for black and orange because the branding is something. So whenever you build a report, have the branding in mind. Go with along with the branding. Okay. Let's say you build a report for Flipkart sales. So big billion is happening. Obviously, go for blue and yellow. So have the things in mind. Okay. Those are things that you will learn. That will come in the requirements itself. But what I'm trying to say is that should not stop you to build a dashboard and build a portfolio. And but what Patricia said, I agree. I never agree with. Any other thing? But still, don't expect for perfection. Okay. I told you, it's been 3 years. Still, I'm not able to satisfy my manager. My manager's idea thinking is different thing. Okay. His color palette is different thing. Whatever we feel is as a design perspective, right? Everyone will have a different individual perspective of designs. Whatever I think is good, you may feel it's average. Whatever you think is great, I may think it's kind of clumsy. Okay, make sure that. Anything else? No questions? No questions about any other? Your projects. Firstly, what projects you're mentioning in the report? So let's say that for a guy like me, now I'm not an engineer. Okay? I'm not an engineering background. But I made sure my projects are sales, obvious one. Finance, because the freshers will not pick finance of the project. My project was different than others. And the way I projected myself in interview. Okay. So, for example, how many companies you guys are applying in a day?
In an average of 4 or 5.
Sorry?
In an average of 4 or 5.
That is very less. In a day, let's say that you are in a job and you have to apply 100 companies minimum, at least 50 companies minimum. So that one lead you will get it. Like sales guy, you have to call 100 people a day, you'll get 2 calls in return. And I'm not telling you that 100 is 100, but 50, 60. When I started applying jobs, I didn't apply more than 5 or 10 in a day. For 2-3 months, I didn't get any calls. Okay. But the moment I started applying a lot in Naukri, LinkedIn, I only use LinkedIn, but still I use sometimes Naukri, Indeed. The moment I started all these things, I got many calls. It's kind of algorithm, right? And that's the reason I'm telling you, if you have a better LinkedIn and if you post content regularly in LinkedIn, Your learning is just post your learning and post your dashboard screenshots. Today I built a dashboard about this. Okay, if I'm a recruiter, if I'm able to get a chance to see your LinkedIn, this guy is good for me. This candidate, he or she is good for building the reports. Your LinkedIn is very important. I suggest you to apply at least 50, 60 companies a day. And are you guys using Medium? Who uses Medium here? Huh? Use Medium, LinkedIn regularly. Okay? Use Medium, LinkedIn regularly. Medium is kind of a journal, it's a newspaper for you guys. For data analytics, it's a knowledge sharing thing. And LinkedIn get into part of community, Power BI community. For example, I'll go here. Can you see? People share reports. People share their knowledge. We have a lot of groups in LinkedIn. Be part of them. See the content, what they're posting. All they are either freelancers or the instructors, mentors, or people who are trying for jobs. See, when I started data science, I started kind of COVID only. Before COVID, I'm telling. In 2019, something I started. Okay. At that time, that is the start of data science. That is the start that wherever I go, I may hear of data science. Now it's a peak of data science. Data analysis. You have to stand apart from the crowd. I'm not trying to terrify you, but you have to stand apart from the crowd. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to be articulated information. Make yourself present well. Okay, because a lot of people out there, it's kind of competitive market right now. Till 2027, it's going to be in a boom. Yeah. Anything else?
Topic section occupies a lot of space.
Sorry.
In our resume, what if project section occupies a larger space?
Top 3. Don't put more.
Yeah,
Top
I'm
2.
about to ask for that.
Top 2, top 3, whichever you think that you can.
One for
By looking at your project, the words you mention it, if that taking me to read more of everything and making me to select your link and check your project design, that's all I want. Okay. See, even resume, right? What I like, you may not like it. So it's all depends on individual. Fortunately or unfortunately, we all go by individual human minds. That's why I'm telling you, AI can't replace us. AI is replacing humans will happen still takes a lot of time. You get a chance by individual, right? By me. But still, if I'm having 8 years in tracking, then AI is not gonna love it. So still, okay. Any other questions? I'll be giving a list of. I'll also take it hackathon. I'll start building a screens. I'll give 20. I'll also build along with you guys for 20 minutes for data modeling. And important thing, next, it's on your side. Complete a report. Okay. Rajesh, if you guys have any other question, I'm still here. Ask me.
Do you mind sharing your PPT,
My?
your presentation, your slides?
Yeah, I can. But how do I share it? I'll drop it in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
You can drop in chat box. Sir. Is there option
Yeah,
file?
yeah, that's what I'm doing. I hope you guys will be getting it, okay? So I'm still accessible to LinkedIn and Instagram. You guys can text me over there, okay? Yeah. Any other questions, Kish? Thank you. People who are online, I'm stop sharing the screen. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. And for y'all, I'll share my PPT to Rajesh, Kiran, so that they can share it to you, okay? Got it?